What our community is telling us. Council Notes by Councillor Carli Lange. Process, Assumptions and Governance Concerns.
As the ward councillor for Warrandyte, one of my most important roles is to listen. And over recent weeks, I have been hearing a consistent, strong and deeply concerning message from our local community organisations about the Warrandyte Community Facilities Review. 13 Warrandyte community organisations, representing many hundreds of volunteers and users, have now come together to formally raise serious concerns about both the process and the assumptions underpinning this review. Their message is not about opposing change. It is about how decisions are being made and whether those decisions are genuinely grounded in evidence, transparency, and community input. As Mayor Jim Grivas has stated, it is important to be clear from the outset that Council's intention has been and remains to work collaboratively with the community, and no decisions have been made about which opportunities will ultimately be supported or progressed. Therefore, the feedback raised is timely and valuable in shaping next steps.
A feeling that decisions were already made.
A key theme emerging from community feedback relates to process clarity. I'm hearing that despite assurances to the contrary, many community groups feel that key decisions were predetermined before consultation was complete. Specifically, they are questioning how the priorities used to test opportunities were set, why only a narrow selection of opportunities appeared in the review, who decided which ideas were included and which were excluded. Community groups are expressing uncertainty about how certain priorities and opportunities were identified for inclusion in the document.
Requests for stronger evidence and analysis.
Another consistent theme from the community is the lack of visible evidence supporting the review's conclusions. Organisations have noted that the document would benefit from clearer articulation of cost-benefit considerations, social and community benefits, risks and constraints associated with different options, how assumptions have been tested or validated. Without this information, it is difficult for the community to understand how certain opportunities were prioritised or whether they genuinely deliver value, not just for Warrandyte, but for the broader Manningham community.
Warrandyte's broader role.
One of the most troubling assumptions raised by the community organisations is the suggestion that investment in Warrandyte facilities should be based largely on local population numbers. Warrandyte is not just a residential suburb. It is one of Manningham's most significant tourism, cultural and recreation destinations, used by people from across the municipality and well beyond. Applying a simple per capita funding logic ignores regional usage of facilities, economic and cultural contributions, the pressure tourism places on local infrastructure. Groups have asked that this broader context be clearly reflected when considering future facility planning, investment and prioritisation, to ensure decisions recognise regional usage as well as local needs, acknowledging Warrandyte's wider value.
Don't overlook real constraints.
Volunteers have also raised concerns that the review glosses over day-to-day constraints faced by community organisations. These include the need for dedicated, purpose-built spaces for certain groups and services, such as the men's shed, safety, storage and equipment requirements, parking limitations with access challenges and tourism-related pressures. These issues affect safety, access and service delivery, yet many feel these constraints were not adequately addressed or tested in the review.
Valuing community contributions.
Perhaps most disappointing for many volunteers is the feeling that their time, expertise and proposal goodwill were not reflected in the review, with no explanation given as to why. This has led to frustration, a sense of being ignored, and an erosion of trust in the consultation process. Many volunteers, 15 to 20 community organisations, have invested substantial time in meetings, workshops, and proposal development. While organisations acknowledge that not all ideas can be progressed, they have asked for clearer feedback on how their suggestions were considered, why some opportunities may not have been included at this stage, whether proposals could be revisited or refined in future stages. Providing this clarity is seen as important in maintaining trust and ensuring ongoing, productive engagement.
A better way forward.
Importantly, the community is not just criticising, they are offering suggestions for how Council and the community might move forward together. They are calling for Council to adopt a robust, transparent and evidence-based approach, including a comprehensive needs and context analysis, re-evaluation of all options, clear risk assessments, transparent planning, staging and budgeting, ongoing respectful communication throughout the process. The message is clear. People are willing to stay engaged in the spirit of partnership and shared problem solving, and shown how decisions are being made.
My commitment as your counsellor.
I believe Warrandyte's volunteers, organisations and residents seek a process that is defensible, transparent and grounded in evidence. I am committed to ensuring this feedback is heard and constructively considered as the review progresses. I will continue to advocate strongly for better explanations, strong governance, a review process that genuinely reflects Warrandyte's role within the wider Manningham community. Our community has shown it is ready to contribute thoughtfully and constructively to serve both local and broader community needs. With clear communication, robust analysis, and continued collaboration, there is an opportunity to strengthen both the process and the outcomes of the Warrandyte Community Facilities Review.
This column was written by Councillor Carly Lange and reflects her views and opinions. Councillor Lange is not the official spokesperson of Council. Councillor Lange can be contacted via carly.lang@manningham.vic.gov.au. This story was read by Rebecca Rose and Hazel Rice.